hello. I almost said good morning, but it is good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday to our open paint session. I'm trying to get a little bit, I'm super close to the camera, so I'm trying to go like this. So my phone camera is so close to the wall, so this is how far back I can go. So I know I'm like 30 seconds early. Hi, Anne. And my mom is going to be hopping on too, I hope. How is it going? Are you guys getting excited for the holidays? And I want to really know. Hi, Karen. I want to know if it is snowing anywhere else. I am so cold today. It is not snowing by me. I'm in Northern California where it doesn't really snow by my house. But I have to tell you guys, I am freezing. I had my... Hi, Gail. I had my fireplace going and the heat was on in here. I got my flannel on. I don't know if you guys can see my dirty flannel. It's not dirty yet. It's going to get dirty. Hi, Judy. I'm so excited. Today's going to be so much fun. So I plan on doing, I'm going to wait a minute or two for everybody to hop on, but I just plan on doing another, oh, I'm looking at the top of my head here. And I think I have my camera the right way. So that's good. I plan on doing about an hour because then I have to run. I have some stuff to do today of painting another layer on this piece behind me. And if you guys are new and you didn't see it, the last live I did a week ago was also working on this painting. So I'm hoping that while I am chit-chatting about what I'm doing, which I'm not sure what I'm doing, that you guys will either be just playing around in your sketchbook or doodling or just sitting back having some tea and watching or having a glass of wine, whatever time it is for you guys. But even if you want to have your wine right now or your tea at midnight, doesn't matter. Just happy to see everybody. I can't believe it's December. So today I decided I better get my act together, as my mom would say, and start coming up with holiday shopping. Let's just see if she's on here yet. I don't know. Where is my mom? I told her. We'll see if she pops on or not. Anyway, all right, you guys. So let's see. What time is it? Give me a thumbs up. Oh, it's still kind of early. Somebody just, hi, Suzanne. Just let me know if I am the right way this time. So you should be able to read the word. You should be able to read the word golden. And that means that I am the right direction. Suzanne, you are so fun. Suzanne has ordered my very last 2 holiday tea towels. So those are going out this weekend. Hi, Christina. And I'm also doing this new thing. And Suzanne was like the guinea pig, but she didn't know she was going to be a guinea pig. Okay, so I met with Betty Franks last week. Betty and I went and had coffee, and we love hanging out. Hi, Marty. And she and I are both like, half of our brain is business and the other half is art. And so we love getting together like 4 or 5 times a year and just like talking about what we're doing for work and all this stuff. So Betty taught me this new thing. For any of my business peeps watching, it's called ManyChat, and it's connected to Instagram. And so basically, when somebody wants something, like a link to something, AI helps you send it. And remember, like a few weeks ago, I was doing my ornament class. I think I had like 400 comments. And so I had to respond to all of them and give them the link. This kind of eliminates that. So I'm setting up this new link. Maybe I'm going to have it go live next week. I'm not 100%, but it's to a class, a free class. And you guys probably all have taken this class. So it's my abstract it's my abstract class that's free. So anyway, Betty was helping me figure it out. And we were having so much fun. So you do this and you get this and you put in this word. And I know it's over most everybody's head, but Suzanne ordered my tea towels last night and also wrote in the comment that she wanted to make sure she had this class in her dashboard called Color Play. Well, color was the word that if you said the word color, you get this free class link. Now I'm just rambling. Anyway, it's very funny. So thank you, Suzanne. So if you guys ever see my many chats working, it's It's hard to be a solopreneur, I have to tell you. So when I can find help, that is the best news. And so Betty is awesome. She's got all of these like automated things that she does and she's teaching me. So, okay. So what I wanted to show you now that we're going, we got about 20 people. Good. I still don't know if my mom's on. I wanted to show you my new, not my new, because I've had these plants for years, but this is my Christmas cactus. And what I love is not every Christmas cactus is this color. And this is probably one of the most gorgeous, vibrant colors that you can see. Look at that. Is that stunning? I mean, it's even brighter than the bougainvillea that I grow. It's this like, okay, ready what it is? It is the same color as the fluorescent magenta, which I ended up getting a pint of this from Nova when they had their Black Friday sale. This color is just so gorgeous. So this is a Christmas cactus. And the thing about a Christmas cactus is you think that it only grows at Christmas time. That is not true. So a Christmas cactus looks like this when it's not in bloom. Oh, it's heavy. Ooh, is it heavy? My pot is heavy. So this is a Christmas cactus that I have, but look, it's going to come out soon and you can tell by, I'm trying to do this backwards. You can tell by these little guys at the bottom. And I'm not the best waterer. I gotta be honest. I just kind of feel it. And if it's like rock hard, I know I need to add water. But I love these. And I have a bigger one inside that my stepmom and Mark's dad bought me when I quit my day job. And it's huge and it's apricot and I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So anyway, I wanted to show you, this is what I've got blooming because I don't have a whole lot blooming outside. The bougainvillea is blooming and that's about it. I pulled up all my dahlias. I have no idea what I did. Half of them are shriveled and ruined because I don't think I gave it enough time. I mean, I think I gave it too much time between dahlias and doing that. So we'll see. Anyway, I almost said immature. I'm the amateur dahlia grower, but hopefully you guys are enjoying my little tips here on flowers. Okay, so let me know in the comments where you guys are from too. I know, I see most of you guys I know, but let me know. And then let me know if it's snowing. And if it's snowing, I hope you have a wonderful white holiday day today. All right, so here's what I want to do today. I have been looking, I'm going to back up off of this thing. I have been looking at this painting, and after our session last week, I actually went over and did some stuff to it because I had some paint on my palette and I just went in and I did some stuff. I realized that my sky was way too dark. So I started to lighten it up, even though I still really like what's happening. I like all of the different layering that's happening and I like the translucent. I thought it was too dark. I don't want it to feel like it's this dark, scary house in the woods. So I went in and I'm starting to lighten it here. Then I added some trees here. A few of you guys had recommended doing that. So I added some trees here. And then for some reason, I felt like it needed something on the bottom. So I just added with my sponge brush and some ink because I had poured too much ink. Hi, Mom. There she is. Mom Ann's on too. I took the sponge brush and I just went like this and I kind of grounded the bottom. Okay, so I've had a week to look at this thing and here's what I'm feeling. And here's what I want you to think about when you have a piece of art that you are working on and you want to fix it, but you're not sure how, because I certainly have no idea what I'm feeling, except I know what I don't like and I know what I like. I don't know if I have an idea of how it should look at the end, and I think that's a really good thing when you're painting, because sometimes, unless you're doing a decorative piece and you actually have an end result, like you are trying to get to this look because it's either a pattern or you're doing something that you want to achieve, especially if you're doing something realistic. If you're doing something more intuitive, more abstract, and more loose, then maybe not having an exact idea of what you want it to look like is better. I do know though from my sketchbook, for those who are new to watching me today from last week, this is sort of the idea I have to paint on this painting. And these are sketches I did with watercolor when I was in Giverny at Claude Monet's house. So the whole idea is I'm trying to do this again. So I kept looking at these sketches and I kept looking at this. I was like, what do I not like? Okay, so here's what I'm not loving and here's what I'm gonna try and work on today. And today is not my favorite color palette, but it's one that is needed. We're gonna play with neutrals today. I'm not the biggest fan, but you need neutrals because otherwise it would be a bright like mess and it sort of can tone some stuff down. Neutrals are always good. So I'm gonna be working with some portrait colors, some Titan buff I've got here, a little even orange, but with white, and I'll show you that. So when I look at this painting today, I am just not loving this house yet. I'm not loving the sky. So I want to tone down the house, and I might even play around with like losing some of the definition of the house. And I think that's what's causing me a little bit of angst with it, is because I still want to keep this painting loose and a little bit more abstract than what it really represents, which to me is a roof and windows. So that's what I'm trying to kind of work around. And the other thing I wanted to show you is when you're stumped and you're at a point where you're really, really not sure what to do, the handy dandy chalk always helps me. So I'm gonna just scoot my chair back a little bit and I'm gonna look at this and think like, so some ideas that I was working with would be to create more of a sky and trees or shrubbery that kind of, I don't know yet, just kind of gets rid of that line. And you guys are really gonna hear how my brain works. So you might be back there sitting, having your tea and thinking, she's gone crazy, but I just kind of want to show you how I think through a painting because this is still very early stages. And then, so I kind of want to turn this into something up here that's a little bit different. Pull out maybe some of the shutters because I really like that. And do some more garden flowers, florals, because I really like this meadow, like here. So the thing that I love about chalk is you can chalk all over your painting and work on it and then just wipe it off without me having to actually go paint something. So I'm just visually trying to think about things that I want to change up. And what was the other thing that I wanted to do? Like there's this path here. I kind of want to keep that going. And that's it for right now with my chalk. And hi, Jen. And I do want to kind of go in though and get rid of some of the multicolor things that are happening with the house. So we're going to start there. So I'm neutralizing things. So I have, and it's hard with my one camera facing here to show you guys, but right now I'm working with a heavy body. And I have my contacts in parchment. I think it's pretty similar to Titan Buff. So I'm using my palette from last week that is just on a piece of glass. It has not been cleaned off, I have to be honest. And okay, so these two colors are very similar. This is Titan Buff by Golden, and this is Liquitex Parchment. Same. I don't know why I have them. My nose is running, sorry about that. I don't know why I have both of them. They probably were from some project. No idea. They're just in a pile. And this is from my son Lukey. Got me a little Starbucks. Here's how Lukey gets Starbucks. He's at practice. And he's like, Mom, would you like anything from Starbucks? So I'm like, yes, I do. I guess I'm buying. He's been practicing hard. He's a senior and he's been doing like 2-3 hour practices a day and he's crushing it. So, and I'm very proud of his sportsmanship. So I am rewarding him for that. He had some really good behavior on the court at his last game. A person from the other team really hurt themselves and he went over and was very gracious. Anyway. All right, so I am mixing up some neutrals here. I think I want to add a little yellow. I've got some Nova yellow here. And neutrals are like not my favorite to play with, but you have to use them. I'm going to stand up. It's easier for me to stand. And I have these big old brushes again, like these long brushes, and I'm really going to stand away and keep it loose. If I was painting like this, then all of a sudden it would just get a little tight. So I'm going to stand back and paint pretty loose. I'm going to hold down my easel here. And again, these are just layers. I'm trying to remember how the Impressionists painted, and it was like color and strokes on top of color. It's really what was happening. I am not a big fan of having all of this the same color. So I wanted to go in here. So this is a little mixture of white. When I'm painting, I'm always using this hypo. So adding yellow just brightens it up a little bit, and you can do that, or you can just keep it really basic with just the main color. You don't have to always be, blending and mixing colors. I like to. So you take a step back, and already I'm feeling like I like it better without it being very defined. It's really just brush strokes of toning down all of the colors that were back there. So I'm going to leave, there was this cool peak there, but I'm going to leave this roof for right now. And then because I have this color, sometimes I like to use it in other parts of my painting. There is this one little path. Now you can't see the path, all of it, but you can certainly see some of it. And when I'm painting and I have chalk, don't worry about that. The chalk can just wipe off later. And these are these big old brushes. They're dirty. Oops. They're just nice and big, and if you stand this far back, you can get some nice brush strokes. All right, so I've got some of that neutral in there, and now I want to, let's see. I think I want to go in and figure out how to get like I'm not 100% sure this is going to work, so we're just going to go for it. Maybe a safer bet would be for me to add some color in here first. Okay, I'm going to do that. You can always add white also before you go in with a bright color, just to see if that's what you're going to end up wanting. So I'm just going to go in with my big brush and kind of add some shrubbery that I think I'll end up putting in here. It could be white, it could be this neutral color, doesn't matter. And a lot of the stuff too I'm doing is just from my imagination. I go back and forth and I look at that sketch, but I also just want to play and have fun and see what happens. A lot of times when I'm painting, it's literally just, oh, what does that do? Oh, that's cool. You know, stuff like that. Or, oh my gosh, that's awful. Okay, so I'm stepping back even further. So always step back from your painting, and like already I can tell that I'm enjoying some of the breaks from all of the color pop. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this neutral color. So what I can do now too with the white areas and the beige areas is I'll go over this later and probably add some color to it, but just kind of it's visually helping me figure out how I want things to be broken up. I'm a visual person. I think most of you guys are too. So sometimes it's just a matter of putting these marks down or thinking about it. Just going for it. And then remember, when your paint is wet, even though I may paint over this stuff, some of these marks might show up, some of these little lines. It's definitely freeing to stand up and be a little loose. Okay, so now I have to deal with the sky. I'm putting it off, I'm putting it off, I'm putting it off. I think I don't like the trees. Once I put those trees down, I realized, nah, I don't like those trees. Too gumballish for me. And, all right, let me go back to my sketch again. This is looking pretty good. Like, I feel very confident with this part. And I feel like I can really be working on this and really enjoy it. This does not cause me any stress. I actually like what just happened in the first 10 minutes. Painting done. Just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, I really like that. And I think I don't want to mess with that. I might want to do a photo of it to show you. It might be easier to see. But this up here, I have to figure out. So in this painting, it looks like Spanish moss is coming down, and I don't think I want that. I was copying let me do this too. I was copying the actual, I'm backwards here for me, hopefully not for you. I'm copying the actual photograph, postcard of Monet's painting. This is his painting of his house. And so I then tried to do it myself. So that is kind of my thought. All right, so we're just gonna go for it. Go for it, I say. And I'm gonna bring in another neutral. I think. This is really on the spot thinking here. My idea is to sort of just cover up this roof line. I'm going to take my sponge brush, and I think I still want to use a little bit of the green. All right, I'm just going to mix up something here. Mix up a little green. Mix it up with a little white. And then I'm going to add some of my neutral color. I'm just going to grab the parchment. Let's see what happens. Sponge brushes are great to have. Super cheap. Just got to make sure you wash them and don't let them dry out. If they dry out, they'll be done. All right. Taking my sponge brush, and all I'm doing is kind of marking in where I think I want some of that, greenery up here. keeping it loose. I could still be loose. Be honest. Tell me if you're sitting there going, oh my goodness, what's she doing? I don't want to use thick paint. And the reason is I want to see if I can capture anything back there too. I don't want to just go take big thick paint. Also, having contacts in, I can't see as well, so it kind of helps too. I'm not thinking too much. I really like that up there. Okay, I'm going to step back. Be like, what the heck? Okay. So now I'm going to go a little bit darker with my green. Oh, and I'm using the Permanent Green Light by Nova, if anybody wants to know the color. Green. And I'm just going a little bit darker. And I really am just putting down some of this color with it's a very small sponge brush. But I'm trying to get rid of this like line across. That is my goal. Oh, and I forgot to take a picture right before we started. Darn it. It's all right. Take photos of your work. Okay, so now I'm going to... I really would like to know what my mom is thinking right now. Mom, put it in the comments, please. Okay, so I'm going to actually flip this around. And... this is one way when you're working. Oh, you guys. I really like it better this way. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Okay, I gotta take a step back. I just wanted to tell you, when you're working in a very loose, abstract way, it's really good to flip your canvas around. You could flip it on all four sides. It just helps. So you know I'm trying to keep this loose. So it's not like I'm working on something realistic that I can't really work on it upside down. Even if it was realistic, one of the tips from my old job when I worked in advertising was to find out if something's balanced, if like we had photos. So we were taking photos of product, and it's weird, I'm just talking and you can see half my body, but we would take photos of product for catalogs. That's what I did in my job. I designed catalogs, and like you get in the mail. I worked for the Discovery Channel, who own the Nature Company, for anybody who remembers the Nature Company. So we would take products, shots, and hire a photographer. They would do the photography, but then when we went to go proof them, we would turn them and turn the pages of any creative we did, just so we could see if it was balanced. So it is a great idea to do whatever painting you have, but when you're working abstract, it's even better because then you really could go to town. But always think about flipping your painting around if you are stuck on something or if you feel like you have too much color, it's not balanced. So it's a great way to check your balance. So I have this green, a little bit more of my green. I think I want to just touch up some, but I really like this direction. And what's really funny is I still really like this part of the painting better. So I'm just going to mess around and add some of this green. And I think I might switch to a regular brush. So I'm going to put that back in water. And what's this one? And I'm going to grab, I have a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of blue. Oh no, I'm going to add a little bit of gray. That's my other neutral color. So I have a little bit of gray here. What is it? I can't read it. It's not gray, it's silver. Okay, we're not doing silver. Nope. All right. I thought it was a light gray. Hold on. Okay. I'm just going to add this phthalo green. It's a dark green by Golden. And I don't want to add silver, but I might use it to mix something up with. Whoopsie. I got a lot down there. Okay. Now, if I was really fancy, I would have 2 cameras going, but I don't think you can do that on Facebook. So, I have this green. It's a little bit more neutral than these bright pastel colors. So I am just adding with this brush some darks. I don't know if I'm going to love this, but why not? We'll see. We'll see what this looks like when we flip it around. I'm actually going to go in here and add a little bit of this green to this base. So on my palette, I had some of the beige and I just mixed that in. Now I'm keeping in mind that I know this is the house, so I don't want to be working over it too much, but who knows if that house will stay. So I'm just looking around and I'm adding this color to some other places on the canvas. So it's not just right here. It's a really pretty color. So it's basically the phthalo green and adding in that Titan Buff, white, and making it a little bit more neutral. It's a really beautiful color. I need some more. So this was a little bit of the area that I liked. I don't know if we're going to save it or not, but and I don't want you to ever think like if we spent this time working on this and then the next day I covered it all up again, don't ever think it's a waste. When you're creating, nothing's ever a waste. ever. So don't worry about the paint or the supplies you're using up. If you're only going to paint over it again, that's okay. That's all part of it. It's really not about, you know, how much paint I'm using. It's about exploring and coming up with some new ideas and some new colors and whether I like it or not. I love that little hole right there. So you could take your, I'm going to just do a little bit more on this side. Can you see this side? I think so. You can see when I'm painting too, I'm never like going like this. I'm always moving that brush around. Now, normally I wouldn't be chit-chatting out loud when I'm painting. Sometimes I do though. I would be listening to like an Audible or music or something like that. But it's during those times too that you can really start to see what's working for you, what looks good. And like I talked about last week, it could just be a section. Like I just all of a sudden really like that section. There could be other parts of the painting. Don't worry about it, especially when you're working on a really big painting. I don't want you to worry too much about all of it. Okay, we're going to flip it around. See. Hi, Rebecca. Okay, so it's 12. Rebecca's probably, she's just signing and going, what is happening? Okay, so this wall easel is pretty awesome. All I do is I have a bunch of different screws in here, and oh, there's where my chalk went. My husband helped make this for me, and it's great. I'm really loving it. It works great. So I paint on it, and then when I'm not painting on the table, I cover it up with painting. So you can't see all of it, but the same thing I just did, you could do this direction, and you can do the other direction. All four sides can be done like that. Okay, so am I in? I'm in. I'm just going to take a step over here, and well, I like it way better. I don't know about you guys, but I like it better. But I think I still want this house to be even more neutral. And I think I want to add a little bit of gray to it. I think that I'm going to see how this silver ends up looking, actually. It's not going to be silver, I hope. I don't want it to be metallic. Ugh, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray. I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray and some white. And then we're going to mix up. Oops, I just put my paintbrush in the silver, which I didn't want. Okay, so anyway, I'm trying to get a little bit more neutral than the yellowish color. So I'm going with the Payne's Gray and a lot of white. A lot of white. Just going to go in and not cover it all up, but just go in and cover some of this up. Oh, it's a little too dark still. Let's see. Yep, I want it to be a little bit lighter. So take steps back, really even squint your eyes, look at it. Even if you have a small painting, do it. Walk away and squint at it. Okay, so I know that we're losing the house definition. I get that. But I could always go back in and add a little bit more. one of the reasons why I love this house was because of the shutters. So my brush strokes when I'm working on the house are a little bit more flat and I wouldn't say square, but they're not as crazy like down here. So this is enough for me to be like, okay, that's better. So that's all I'm trying to do is go, is it better than it was before? Do I like it better? Let's keep going. It's not where I want it to be yet. So I'm going in and I'm taking that Payne's gray and neutralizing up in here. Wow, that's such a pretty color. So this is a little bit of the green and a little bit of the Payne's gray and a little bit of the white. It's a really beautiful, beautiful color. And the only reason I'm holding on like this is because my, sometimes it will flop a little bit. And just for you guys, I don't want it to be flopping all over the place. Dee-dum. I'm still gonna leave this section right here. I don't really love this, what's happening. But I think for now, today, in our paint session today, I'm gonna leave it because I don't know exactly how I wanna finish that. So I'm gonna really just concentrate on the things that I'm liking. And I do like this color. It's a really beautiful color. It's not super bright and it is a neutralizing color. So I'm gonna go in and add a little bit of that color down below. Keep up with my garden. Not pretty. This is a way too, when you're working with your palette, you know, this is adding, it's the same green, it's the same pretty much green, we're just adding some neutral colors to it. So a couple neutral colors are definitely your whites, your beige, your Payne's gray, and then it all comes down to how much white are you adding to it, how much Payne's gray are you adding to it, and then you can just start mixing and making beautiful colors, which is so much fun. So instead of adding, you know, just a very basic gray, I've now added green to the gray, and I just think it's just beautiful that way. When I'm done, I'm going to take the canvas and I'll put it to the camera, see if you can pick up any of those details. So I've got these bushes here. I think I will finish. I think I will add some color to them so they're not these big yellow blobs, because I know that I don't want them to be yellow. So I'm going to go in with this color. My like grayish, seafoamish, grayish. I really like these trees. I want to keep them if I can, even though the trees look ridiculously tall. I don't care. I still like them. So let's take a step back. Yeah, I'm really liking this color. So I want to add a little bit over here to balance it, because right now it's here, 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 but not much here. So I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit. And okay, let's go over here. What I'm not liking right now, so I've moved off of what I didn't like before. I'm liking it better is this area right here. Part of it too is kind of, it's weird, like I'm painting like this with the camera right here. So that might be part of it. I might need one more of these trees. Let's just not put a tree in, but maybe I'll just do a little bit of white paint. I could do chalk too. And so I'm going to step back. Not 100% sure if it needs something like that. I'm just going to leave that drip and all. So neutralizing your work is a really a great technique. You could then on your very next layer go back and add your brights again, and then go back and neutralize it again. So there's a few ways that I like to neutralize my work. It's either bringing in a color like this, like the grays, the light beige, or it's actually like trying to calm down little areas that I might have, and that's either with like more of a solid color that I like to do a dry brush technique where I just sort of, there's a lot of brush strokes, and if I wanted to be calmer in areas, I would kind of go over and just smooth some sections out. And that's another way to sort of bring things down a little bit so it's not all craziness. And you can do all these techniques over and over on top of each other. Okay, so let me just put this in here and grab my stool. I'm gonna, oh. Don't worry, I'm totally fine. Yes, I'm fine. Hold on, I'm just gonna move this over here because I gotta be right up against the, I'm gonna bring this over here so we can look at it. Okay, so let's see. I'm kind of doing this backwards for me, but I think it's right side for you. So here's some like close-up details of what's happening so far. You can really see how this green kind of just brought some of the vibrant colors down. I'm really liking some of the areas. Here is the house. This is the top part that I was working on. Here is the house, when really I don't want it to be so defined. I think it looks pretty good. Whoopsie, like that. And then let me know. Okay, you guys have to do me a favor. Let me know what you think. Can you imagine, first of all, doing this live at a wedding? So I think about like that. That is stressful for just you guys, all right? But imagine you have been hired and you don't even really know anybody because you're the artist that was hired. Now, I would never say, in a million years, I would never say yes to this. But artists are hired to paint the event right then, live. Okay, that would, I don't know. who can do that, but certainly not me. Okay, so I hope you guys like that. It bothers me that the roof is missing. Oh, Gail. Don't worry. The roof could come back. And yes, thank you for your honest opinion. Write your honest opinion down. I will take a photo. And you never know. The roof could come back tomorrow. I was trying to even figure out if I could get in to do another live with you guys before the end of the year. Maybe. I love the rest of it. Thanks, Gail. Don't you even... You can tell me, honestly. My mom might chime in and be like, I don't even like that color that you just put on all day today. So I really want you to think about when you're working with paint, when you're working especially with acrylics, it's a really great paint to be able to layer and experiment. It's a lot harder to do that with oils. It's really easy to do that with paint because, like, let's say I'm Gail and I'm painting and I was like, darn it, I really like the roof. Just go back and put a roof on, you know, just go back and put a roof on, which is another reason, which I didn't do today, is I really encourage you guys to take photos of big moves. Like, take photos of big moves, because that way, if you don't like what you did, you can go back to it. So the other thing I was going to tell you was, oh, I almost forgot what I was going to tell you. I just remembered it. The other thing I was going to tell you is you definitely want to take your painting in breaks. So when I'm done with you guys, I actually have to go meet a friend. We're going to go for a walk, but I want you to think about that. Like, I want you to just go and take a break. Don't paint for more than an hour. Okay. I want you to just paint for an hour and then walk away and then come back and go like, ooh, I want the roof. So I hope you guys are doing great. I hope that the weather's not horrible and you're out and about if you can. And even if you get about 10 minutes, wait, oh, thanks, Annette. I know, I love the candle too. Even if you get about 10 minutes, I want you to just experiment. Play around with a neutral color that you don't think that you would ever use, and just try experimenting with adding white or a dark color to it and come up with it. Because you guys, you know what it is? Oh my God, wait till you see this. You know how I'm obsessed with this color. That is the color, okay? I cannot get away from it. Here am I just like painting, and I accidentally mix, or it wasn't accidentally, the color that I'm obsessed with right now. And if you guys have been on my newsletter, you know I talked about this color, the seafoam blue that was all over Italy and France, that I gravitated towards. Now, other people may not gravitate towards that seafoam color, but you guys, I can't even get away from it. I just made it by accident. I was not planning to take the phthalo green and the white and the blah, blah, blah. What is this one? Parchment. Okay. Did I have a little yellow in there? I don't think so. These colors, hi Lucky, don't know where he's going. These colors made that blue, green, seafoam, that color. All right. So let me know too. And if you guys are making some beautiful colors, post it in the group. Keep on creating. Keep on posting. I check in when I can. I love seeing everybody's work. So it fills me up because that's what it's all about. Finding our creativity and tapping into it is our superpower. Trust me. All right, you guys, have a wonderful week. And I really hope I can keep working on this painting in front of you. It might take me a year. All right, you guys. Love you all. See you soon. Bye.